A shocking 6 of the Western Cape's police stations rank in the top 10 when it comes to the number of reported murders. That's according to the latest quarterly crime statistics. Ronald Masinda is in Kraaifontein in Cape Town to talk about that. Also joining us is Lethiwe Mdluli, who's in Durban. She's been speaking to residents all morning about crime in their area. Ronald, we've been to Joburg, we've been to Durban, and the picture that's been painted is pretty stark. You're in Kraaifontein, where it's not any better. In fact, it's much worse. What are you hearing on the ground there?
Yeah, so we do know that the Kraaifontein precinct has the highest murder rate in the country. That's according to this year's crime statistics that came out in February. And the story here, though, is it's a different one. The family of a young Cele is here. They lost their loved one in the Eastern Cape. She was brutally murdered, the 31-year-old. As family is still left with many unanswered questions. No arrests have been made so far. I'm going to start off by speaking to the aunt. Mama, sabulela ngexesha lakho. Sicela nje inkcukacha uba kuqhubeke ntoni.
Uyanga wemka apha ngentoni nayithi 22 esiya esingcwabeni kuTsolo. Wahamba ke neteksi efamily wawukholela eKhayelitsha. Utshilo ubana uyaphuma kwa-engine. Waphinda wathi ufikile kuTsolo. Waphinda wathi uyaphilisha. Wabephilisha wangena enkonzweni yekhaya xa betshoyo abebephaya uye wemka ke uyanga emveni kwenkonzo yileyo yekhaya akho mntu umbonileyo uba akakho ubonakele ngethuba ke ngoku kuphakama iitshomi ngexesha lomngcwabo khange kuphinde kubekho mntu umnakekelayo ke ngokuba ubheke ngaphi na.
Athina amapolisa mama?
Amapolisa andiwazi ba athini kulani ba into ise-Eastern Cape.
That was the aunt of young Cele. She was brutally murdered in Cele recently, having attended a funeral. I'm going to bring in her friend to the conversation. You've been driving a lot of the campaign around gender-based violence. Since when we activists against gender-based violence?
The reason why I didn't reach out to eNCA is because I felt like kuthulekile ngokufaka yanga and ke ngoku usoleke kabuhlungu kakubi nathi ke ngoku siyoyika as women yabo imbi into eyenzekayo ukuthi uyika noba ungayapi noba ukulo ndawo masithi Khayelitsha you scared because awuyazi uba ngenzeka ntoni kuwe.
And then ngokuvalelisa niyenza ntoni ngoku around le landuko le address kayanga ni address situation yakhe since nize females alapha eWestern Cape?
Okay, mna bendiplane event on ilanduko gender-based violence. So basically bizaba namhlanje 5:30 AM apha eholweni, you understand. So besifuna uyenza i-awareness, you understand. During the event.
All right. Very emotional time. Thank you very much indeed for your time. So the story of young Cele, she 31-year-old woman who went out with her friends and she went missing following her attending the funeral and going out with her friends. We also been told that when the information was sent through to the family, they only found out on Facebook. Someone posted a picture of her lifeless body lying dumped on a field, and that's only when the family found out that she's no more, but no arrests have been made. Family is really very painful at this stage in terms of how a younger could have been so brutally murdered.
It's a very worrying story, Ronald, and the fact that Younger's friend says that it seems like it's a case that's been forgotten is a cause for concern. Let's go to Lethiwe. Lethiwe, earlier on, you were speaking to street vendors and outlining the problems they're having in the Durban CBD. Where are you now?
I'm still at the Durban CBD, and I've been speaking to more people, just basically hearing their stories of petty crimes and getting mugged. All the people that I've spoken to this morning are sharing the same sentiments. Most of them have been mugged. They've been a victim of crime. We heard during the police minister's recent crime statistics that KZN is one of those places which is regarded as a problematic province. Police stations such as the Durban Central Police Station, the Cele Police Station, eNCA Police Station and Mdluli are reporting increased numbers of contact crimes, of house robberies, of murder crimes, of sexual assault. So we have a big problem on our hands. One thing I've noticed while speaking to the people that I've been speaking to this morning is that they've normalized what is happening. They're saying that it happens every day, and every time they report these cases to the police, nothing ever happens. It's never investigated. I'm now joined by another gentleman who is a street vendor here in Durban, and he was sharing some of his thoughts and also his stories of what happened to him. Good morning, sir. Firstly, I just want to find out from you, have you been a victim of crime before?
Yes, I've been a victim of crime before. I've been mugged by 3 people, 2 in the back, 1 in the front. They've taken money from me and my cell phone. And this is something that's going on for years. The CBD of Durban is full of crime. You know, if you come out after 5 o'clock in the evening, 5, 6 o'clock, you could be mugged. And I think a lot of the mugging is due to the fact that a lot of people are unemployed. We have a major unemployment factor in this country. You're looking at 34 people out of every 100 being unemployed. And people then resort to crime to try to support their income that they need to put food on the table. But I also think this was caused by the 9 years when Jacob Zuma was president. He did not uplift the people, he did not create jobs, and that's what caused them to go into crime. Jacob Zuma, together with the Guptas, looted this country, and they did not think about the people. We also have a fact that the country we at the moment is not creating jobs for the youth. The youth need to have jobs, and the unemployment is too high. And I think a lot of the youth are then going into crime to supplement their income. Furthermore, when we had the COVID in 2020 and 500 billion was given for the COVID, a lot of the money was actually looted, with a lot of the ministers tendering for jobs. They were not on the data, and they gave it to all their friends and relatives. Nepotism is very high in this country and amongst the cabinet.
So you've shared your story about getting mugged and being a victim of crime. Do you think that South Africans, we've normalized this?
I don't think it's normal, but people are getting used to it, but they would be taking a lot of precautions against being mugged. But unfortunately, when they do get mugged, it's not one-on-one, it's about 3 or 4 people on one.
And you've also spoken about corruption and what government needs to do. What do you think needs to happen?
Well, first of all, those people that are corrupt, and especially the ministers that and government officials, they need to be booked and they need to go to court. But unfortunately, the NPA is dragging the issue and the cases are not coming to court speedily. So we have a major problem with that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So those are some of the sentiments from the people on the streets here in the Durban CBD. They are saying that they believe that the unemployment rate is too high, and that is in fact contributing to the high numbers of crime in the country, and also the corruption. We have heard of different scenarios where there's corruption. He's saying that during last year, during 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic started, a lot of the monies that were made available to the public never actually made it to the people that it was intended for. And he says that there needs to be something that happens so that we deal with these problems. So the sentiments on the streets are that People are normalizing crime. It happens every day. And the contributing factor that I've actually been hearing from people is that there's a lot of people who are unemployed. So in respect, they're turning to crime to basically put food on the table.
So two very different scenarios, but still a very, very stark picture of a crime in the country, in Cape Town with Ronald Masinda and in Durban with Lethiwe Mdluli. And the common thread I can see is that there seems to be inaction from the police and growing frustration from citizens. Ronald, Lethiwe, thank you so much for joining us. Still